from CID Office, Westminster Police Department. The day of the week is Friday. The date is December 3rd, 1993. The time is 3:45 p.m. Interview with Jerry Driver, Crittenden County Juvenile Officer. Mr. Driver, I understand that you had dealings with one day in Echols, possibly sometime in the month of May of 1992.
Yes, that's correct. On about the 29th of May, 1992, I received a call from the Crittenden County Sheriff's Office that Mr. Echols had been arrested along with Deanna Holcomb at a trailer down in Lakeshore Trailer Park. He was charged with burglary and sexual misconduct. I went to the Sheriff's Office and along with Detective John Murray questioned Mr. Echols. At that time, Mr. Echols said to both of us that he was involved in the occult, but not as a devil worshiper as such. He said he was a gray wig, and that he had a group of people that participated in this with him, and that his main participant was a boy named Jason Baldwin, who also lived at Lakeshore. He also informed me at that time that Jason would never ever give him up, that he loved him. During this same interview, Mr. Echols was asked what the extent of occult activity in Crittenden County and the West Memphis area was, and he told us that it was fairly extensive, that there were 3 or 4 groups in West Memphis itself that were further along in their activities than he may or may not have been. And by that, he said that he meant they had reached the end of their animal sacrifice portion to receive power, and that the next logical step would be the sacrifice of humans. And we asked him if he knew who it was going to be, and he denied that he knew who it was. He did say that he knew who the people were involved in the cults, but he didn't want to give names. He said that one of the cults in particular was waiting for the return to Crittenden County of, I believe the number was 7 individuals who had been involved in it before here, and they were out of town and were coming back in the summer of '92 to participate in a sacrifice. Shortly after that, we did have, I think, about 7 kids show up down in the West Memphis PD who had all the earmarks of it with the tattoos and the devil rings, this, that, and the other, but it turns out that they probably were not the same ones.
Where were these youngsters from?
The Chicago area. Mr. Echols gave great detail as to what it was that he supposedly was involved in. He said that he worshipped an entity called Echols and one called Diana, and that told us about the initiation into his coven. He also informed me at that time that he had been brought into this group by an older woman at some time previous to this occurrence. At the same time, he also told me that he had been a member of the Catholic Church, and that's when he changed his name to Damien, to honor Saint Damien, who evidently is a saint in that hierarchy.
Did he say who this older woman was?
He never said, and I've probably talked to Damien 20 times in the last 2 years, and he's always maintained that there was an older woman that brought him into it, but he would never tell me who it was.
When he said older woman, did he give you an idea of what kind of age we may be talking about?
The age that I was able to kind of figure out from him would be someone at that time in probably their late 20s, early 30s. He never said that. It's just that was kind of the indication that he gave. He also told us that the little girl, the Hope girl, had been involved in this kind of activity prior to his meeting her. And we've since found out that probably was true. We couldn't determine whether she had any actual, had been with him at any of these coven meetings or not. I really don't think she had, but I don't know that for a fact. His group at that time I know Jason Baldwin was involved in it. At that early period, I don't believe Jesse Miskelly was in it. We didn't see him with him. We didn't hear about him. There were some other boys whose names I have written down, but I couldn't prove that they were members. But I'll tell you who they gave to me. Okay. Let's see. I believe there was a kid named Michael B-E-A-T-H.
B-E-A-T-H?
I never was able to track him down, but that was a name that was given to me. There were other names mentioned as possible connections with his group. A boy named Jared, J-A-R-E-D, Clark. And a Bartosh group. I think her name is Sherry Bartosh. B-A-R-T-O-S-H. Now, this is one of the Bartoshes that live out at Lakeshore. And I never was able again to put them together, but these are names that came up in the conversation. We continued to watch him throughout that summer. He was committed to Lakeside Hospital in Little Rock, or Charter Hospital in Little Rock, for about a month, I think on June 1st. And when he got out, shortly after that time, he went to Oregon to live with his biological father and his mother. I had several contacts with the Oregon authorities regarding Nathan. And the last one I had before we returned home is I got a call that told me he was in the emergency room of a hospital out in Oregon, and that he had threatened to eat his father. And then he showed up on my doorstep.
When did he show up on your doorstep?
Let's see. You might want to turn that off a second so I can look through here. I've got it down in here so you can say that. Okay, this would be
that's information that was sometime in the month of October of 92. Does that sound
he
right?
actually came back before then. Came back in September, I think. Yes. He came back in September.
September 92.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was he on any sort of probation where he had to check in
Yes,
with
he
you?
was. He was on probation. We stayed in contact with him. He was recommitted I believe in September to Charter Hospital again for another month period.
Charter Hospital in
Little Rock. And the reason for that was while he was in detention in Jonesboro, he was sucking the blood out of some kid's wound on the kid's neck. And while I took him from Jonesboro to Little Rock Hospital, and I asked him why he did that. And first he said it was a joke. And then he said, that's how you receive power. He said, I've been doing this for years, and generally it's with willing people. He had some scars on his arms. He said he and his girlfriends and other people had done that, and that's how they receive power. He was released from the hospital again after about a month, came back, and was approaching his 18th birthday. He was still on probation, and I still kept an eye on him. And when I saw him and Jason Baldwin together with the, I just use my notes here. Here we go. Okay. 11, 15, and 93. Or not 93, that'd be 92. Damien, Jason, and Jesse were walking together over in Lakeshore. And I don't remember the street, but we had made a traffic stop while I was over there with 619, the sheriff's office, Dolomite.
Was this the first time that you're aware that Jesse Miskelly was associated with Damien?
I'd heard prior to that Jesse was, sometime probably in late summer, I'd started hearing Jesse's name.
Was this the first time you'd seen Damien?
That's the first time I'd seen them together.
Damien Echols, Jason Baldwin,
and Jesse Miskelly,
all three together.
Walking down the street, all dressed in black, long black coats. Damien had a black slouch hat on, and they all three had staffs. And I asked them what they were doing, and they told me they were going to watch TV. So I kept an eye on them pretty close after that, and I saw them on several other occasions, both at Lakeshore and at the trailer park across where Jesse lived. Highland Trailer Park. I've seen them in both locations. I never did see Jesse with Damien down at Walmart. They used to go to Walmart and shop with him. He and Dominic here, and I think Jason, and probably Jesse too, but I just never saw Jesse with him.
Did you ever have occasion to interview or have meetings with Jason Baldwin?
Yes, we did. We had him in what he was now. But I have talked to him.
Did he ever make mention of being involved in the occult, or
always denied?
He's always denied.
To me, he's always denied. The reason that we got involved in looking at him at one time is right after we started dealing with this in the Damien business, we had a report that there was a pentagram carved on the doorpost at Jason Baldwin's house, and in fact it was. And Damien, of course, had told us that this was his main guy. Deanna Holcomb said that was Jason. Jason was his confidant. I didn't think the brain just record with me today. It can probably indicate what it was he thought.
Do you ever have any previous personal dealings with Jesse Miskelly?
Quite a few.
Did he ever make mention of being involved in this cult?
He always denied it, but he always said he knew about it, and he always was very evasive when we talked to him about it. Jesse's, the main reason that we would see Jesse was for violence and total mystery. He would be involved in breaking things, tearing things up, hitting someone. I think several occasions where he hit girls. He hit his difficulty over that. The latter, just before this incident occurred, Jesse, his appearance changed considerably. That spiked hair and stuff that you all saw, we hadn't seen until maybe a month or two before all of this happened. His attitude and his demeanor probably turned around over maybe a 3 month period from our supervision. Looked like a different guy. We never had any trouble with any of them in the office. And when they came to the office, they were all polite and all denied that they had done anything wrong. And Damien always said he was in control. He's always denied that the devil was. Always said he knew he did it. He told me one time that he knew of a book here in West Memphis called Recommitment, I think it is. And he didn't mean the one that was off the shelf. This was an old one that had been passed down for generations. So what he was telling me was he was saying that there was a generational Satanist in his town. Wouldn't tell me who it was, but he was adamant that there was one. It always seemed to me that he knew too much about it not to have had some great dealings with it. One of the things, and of course I know this is probably not this is all hearsay, but one of the things that occurred while this was going on is he told me that he had joined the Catholic Church. So I went down and talked to the priest.
You remember when this was?
I talked to the priest in that summer of '92.
You're talking about down here at St. Michael's?
Yes. And I asked him, if he remembered Damien. He did. He said that Damien came to church, I think, sometime that previous winter or fall, and had professed great interest in the Catholic religion, and was converted, had his name changed, and then had quit coming. And related to me that right after he quit coming, someone tried to break into the sacristy. He'd always wondered if he had anything to do with it. Of course, that's one of the things that those guys do. That's kind of a modus operandi for those guys. They'll go to the Catholic Church and find out as much as they can, break into the sacristy, steal the host, and defile it. That's how some of them operate. That's not to say he did that, but that would not be out of character with the things that they do. Damien always, in every time that I ever old one that had been passed down for generations. So what he was telling me was he thought he was saying that there was a generational Satanist in town. Wouldn't tell me who it was, but he was adamant that there was one. It always seemed to me that he knew too much about it not to have had some great dealings. One of the things, and of course I know this is probably not, this is all hearsay, but one of the things that occurred while it was going on is he told me that he had joined the Catholic Church. So I went down and talked to the priest.
You remember how things were?
I talked to the priest in that summer night too.
You're talking about down here at St. Michael's?
Yes. And I asked him, if he remembered Damien. He did. He said that Damien came to church, I think, sometime that previous winter or fall, and had professed great interest in the Catholic religion, and was converted, had his name changed, and then had quit coming. And related to me that right after he quit coming, someone tried to break into the sacristy. He'd always wondered if he had anything to do with it. Of course, that's one of the things that those guys do. That's kind of a modus operandi for those guys. They'll go to the Catholic Church and find out as much as they can, break into the sacristy, steal the host, and defile it. That's how some of them operate. That's not to say he did that, but that would not be out of character with the things that they do. Damien always, and every time that I ever talked to him, said that he knew who the other people were that were involved in the series. Never denied that he didn't know what was going on. He just always said it's not.
But he did say, he did tell you that there was going to be a sacrifice in the summer of 93.
92.
Yeah, the summer 92 that he told you that.
So that's what it's going to happen.
It's going to happen in summer 93.
Right, and we were on the roads, the back roads, day after school, and we went everywhere in the world that summer. Every time that there was a witches Sabbath, we were out in force. Now, whether that did any good or not, I don't know. But to my knowledge, nothing happened that summer.
What about Dominique here?
We've had her on probation. In fact, she just got off this month, or last month.
Has she ever given indication or said that she belonged to the occult?
She's told us that they were witches and that they worshipped nature and Hecate and Diana. And when I took her to, in fact, I think you have a statement on it. When I took her to Charter Hospital in Little Rock, she went over to the same place. She discussed with me the blood drink and said that first thing she said was, why should I not drink blood? Because my mother drank blood. Now, that's a strange thing to say, but that's what she said. And she and her mother got into a little discussion about this. And, the mother didn't deny it. And Dominique said that when the mother was younger, I guess in the 60s, that she was pretty heavily into this blood drinking stuff. And Dominique also stated that the blood drinking was nothing wrong with it, that it's, we want to do it. It's not something, we're not taking blood from anybody. And it gives us strength.
Which one was this?
This was, I don't have my notes with me on her, but you got a statement.
Was it in 92 that she went to Charter Lakeside?
She went to
Charter Hospital?
I think it was in 93.
Well, it's prior to May.
I think so. But it may have been 92. But I know that Gary's got that statement that I wrote when it happened.
When she said we were involved, who did
You talking about she and Damien?
she know?
See, the original deal was she was Damien's girlfriend prior to Deanna. Oh. Our concern all along was that we had indication back in Indiana that me and Deanna were trying to conceive a child, and that child was to be sacrificed. And we got that information from informants and from some drawings that we had confiscated from Damien at the time, and I think you all have those. One of which had 4 tombstones and a baby split from behind it and a rattle and power emanating up into the moon or something. And now they always denied it. They always said, no, that's not the case. But several people very close to them, confidential informant people, said that that's what was going on. And then Dominique and Damien get back together, and what happens? They have a baby. And I'm very concerned about that. I'm sure everyone else is. Dominique's no longer on probation right now. So I don't have any further contact with her other than just telling the details, what I know about it. So take care of it.
You know if Damon got in trouble when he was up in Portland, Oregon or not?
He got in trouble the time that he fought with his dad and went to the emergency room at the psychiatric hospital. And in fact, I got that right here. That would be, there's so much crap on it.
You were talking about whether there's any weapon involved, whether he was trying to kill or seriously injure his father.
The dad called me and said that he was. He did not say anything about weapons. He said that he was that Damien intended to kill him. Here's the blood sucker. He called me up and said that they had sent him home. He didn't ask if he could come home. He said we sent him home because he went crazy one night and threatened to kill me. And we went to the hospital and he jumped around and said he was going to eat me. Said, come on, I'm going to eat you up. He also had made threats previously. I think probably this would have been in '92 also against a boy in school at Marion. And this is in his record that you all have. He threatened to claw his eyes out. And I don't know if you ever saw his nails or not, but he had talons.
Was this a boy that was dating Deanna Holt?
I believe that's who it was. Anyway, he had threatened to mutilate his eyes. He also has made other threats to kill Deanna's mother. Threatened to kill numerous people. Most people didn't take him seriously. At the time, he just looked on as kind of a creep. He wore black clothes and that was silly. But the more I got into it, I found more and more people that said, oh yeah, I know him. He did this, he did that. I've seen him kill dogs. I've seen him drink blood. And none of these people will come forward. My opinion is it's probably 10 or 15 that know what happened. And could probably give you some excellent information if they just would.
But you don't know the name of these people.
I have suspicions, and I've got several of them I think we've already given to y'all to talk to. But they don't say the same things to y'all that they say that.
Do you know anyone else in that group other than Damien, Jesse, and Jason? Just those three faces run around together to your knowledge?
No, there was, to the best of my knowledge, there was about 7 or 8 of them in the group. The three that I knew were those three. He never, ever said that that was the only three Indians. He always said there was between 7 and 10 people.
We're talking about Michael Beth, Jared Clark, and Sherry Martin.
He never admitted those guys. But he always said that there was more than 3 people involved. I got those names from a kid in school at Marion who said this is who, is involved with Damon. I suspect that there's some people at Lakeshore that were involved with him that we don't even know. And there's probably some still out there that were involved at the time, because we're still finding dogs and things, that they cut up.
Is there anything else you can think of concerning Damien or Jesse, Miss Kelly, or Jason Ball that you can think of something right now?
I did. I think that Gary had asked me if I had ever seen Damien wearing his black leather studded belt. And yes, I have on several occasions, one of which was when I saw him at Walmart and asked he and his group to leave Walmart.
You recall about when that was?
Yeah, that would have been, I'll tell you real quick, it's when Dominic Tier was arrested for shoplifting. That would have been our last.
And how did you arrest for shoplifting at Walmart?
Yes. Here, this one. This is in 92. 11, 12, 92.
November 12th, 92.
And I don't think she was arrested for the gossip. I think. I can't think of anything else. I have seen all 3 of them together. I've seen all 4 of them together. Dominic was with them with the other boys too. All of them could be together walking along the interstate, the grassy area of the interstate, going from Lakeshore to West Memphis. And I'd say that I saw them all together probably 4 or 5 times in daylight to tell you, that's who it was. When in doubt, that's who it was. It was never, when we talked to Jason Baldwin, he never denied that he and Damien were close. He said he went to Delaware.
Let's conclude this interview at 4:10 p.m.